to another interview with El Vocero Hispano. We know that businesses and starting businesses is super hard, stressful, time-consuming. It can be chaotic at times, especially for the food industry. We know that there's a lot of different regulations that you have to follow if you're opening a restaurant or any type that involves food or drinks. To speak about that, we have an organization that's called Culinary Cultivations. We have the CEO, owner, founder, everything, Shawn Kohlhaas here with us to speak a little bit of the resources that maybe some of you can take advantage of. Thank you so much for joining us and taking the time to come here for this interview.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me. So yeah, it's like you said, it is a industry that is hard to navigate sometimes. It's a hard industry to work in sometimes because you are always worried about staffing. You're always worried about food costs. You're worried about labor costs on top of just getting people in there, and you're also worried about all of the utilities and everything else. And of course, the biggest worry is getting customers in the door.
Yeah, we know it involves a little bit of everything, but that's why you're here. Your organization is here. I wanted to speak about some of the resources that you guys offer. Kind of start off by what can owners kind of go find at Culinary Cultivations?
Yeah, so we have 3 different branches of our company. The first branch I would say is our staffing part of our company. So we do what is called event staffing. So we provide servers, bartenders, cooks, chefs for single events. So if you're having a wedding, quinceañera, anything like that, and you're a caterer or a banquet facility, and you need more servers because it's going to be a bigger event, or you need help getting food produced, we can provide those people for you to show up at your location and help you with your event and before the event as well. And then we also have our food safety certification. So we provide the ServSafe brand food safety manager certification, which is a requirement for all food service operations to have at least one person in the operation with that certification. And I'm very proud to say Culinary Cultivations is the only company, I think, in Michigan and definitely in West Michigan that provides that service not only in English, but we also provide it in Espanol.
Okay, that's perfect. We were talking about that before starting this interview, that we know that there's always that language barrier wherever we see our Hispanic community kind of struggling to find resources, but it's great that you guys have that option to take it in Spanish. I wanted to talk about too I understand that you started the whole Culinary Cultivations. So how did that kind of start off? Where did that come from? Because I did want to mention you are an former chef for NASCAR, the racing cars.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have a very varied background. And it started actually with the ServSafe. And the other branch of our company we do is consulting work. So we help restaurants be successful and build tools so they can be sustainable. I know a lot of restaurants sometimes live day to day. We help them not live day to day, but look towards the future and profit. But how we started it is we started doing the ServSafe classes, and then we had people that wanted our services beyond the ServSafe. They said, hey, you can teach us how to be safe with our food. Can you help us with our operations? Can you help us be successful? Can you write menus for us or recipes? A lot of people will have a recipe book, but they're not a recipe that everybody can understand or read. So we actually vet the recipes and put them into a format so you can hand it to anybody and they can make the recipe. Training manuals, standard operating procedures, employee handbooks, and we come on site and do trainings with staff on anything that you need, whether it's front of the house teaching servers how to serve or sell food, all the way through the back of the house where we can train staff on how to properly use knives and cook, things of that nature.
Are there any requisites that businesses need to have in order to take advantage of the resources here at Culinary Cultivations?
No, there's no prerequisites. We have a lot of tools like we talked about that are paid, but we also have free tools as well. On our website, there's all sorts of free food safety tools, such as logs, signs that you can hang in your kitchens and your operations, free training tools to train your staff on how to properly, wash your hands or proper cleaning and sanitizing, which is really important to make sure that, all food service operations aren't just getting somebody in there to do a training once a year or once every so often, but having your leadership do trainings continually with your team.
Yeah. I was doing my research before this, and I noticed that you were working a lot with local businesses, very well-known restaurants here in Grand Rapids, and also with the Hispanic-owned businesses or restaurants. How has that connection kind of been for you, or with Culinary Cultivations overall?
No, we are a local, small, local-owned business. I mean, and we love working with local businesses. We actually try to give some advantage or discounts to smaller local businesses. We'll do trade sometimes, like part of the payment to us will be actual gift cards or something. So we can give them out to customers and employees at the holidays, and so we try to offset some of the costs because we know it's hard as an operator owner. But we value our local partnerships. Myself, I actually do a radio show about procuring and utilizing local products in West Michigan for the past 10 years on WICE 88.1 FM. So I'm very well connected and versed with our local community, and it's passion. I mean, we live here. These are our people. These are our friends and our family, and we want to help support them as best as we can.
I wanted to go back with the staffing solutions part because I think that's super beneficial and cool that you guys do that. So I wanted to know, is there, can businesses just do it one time, contract you guys one time, or is it a long-term contract, or how does that work?
No, they can contract us for one event. And it's on both sides too. I mean, if it's really a cool setup that we came up with. So we contract our people. We hire people onto our team. We vet them to make sure they're able to do be a server or bartender or whatever. And we never schedule them. They schedule themselves. So our clients say, you have a restaurant or a catering business, and you say, hey, I need a couple people on this date at this time. We'll load that into our system. Our people that are on our platform, because they have a mobile app, they'll see that a shift comes available, and they'll pick up the shift if they want to work. So you never have to really work if you don't want to, but you schedule yourself. So if anybody's looking to do work as well, let us know. Give us a call, because we'd love to have great experienced people on our team as well.
Okay, that's super interesting. First, because sometimes people just need to pick up a random shift, and this would be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people like to just make a little extra cash on the side, and we have a lot of people that work on our team that pick up maybe one shift or two shifts a week. It's usually not, most of the people that work with us aren't full-time with us. They're usually working full-time in the industry somewhere, and they're just looking to make some extra money. So they pick up a shift here or there. They find it a lot of fun because they get to go somewhere different and meet different people and do something different that they do than they do every day. So it's exciting for them as well. So it works out really well for everybody.
Okay, that's super interesting. I wanted to emphasize that because I don't think there's many organizations or restaurants probably that can offer their waitresses and do that kind of stuff. So I think that's really cool. I also wanted to see what other type of resources you guys have apart from the Serve Safe, or actually with the Serve Safe, how long would that take? How long do the classes or certification?
So the class itself is a one-day class. And when I say that, I really stress to everybody, I say, make sure you get the book, you study ahead of time before you show up to class, because if you don't, you're probably not going to pass. So most people, they study, they come to the class, and the class is like a review of everything that's in the book.
Okay.
Then you take the exam at the end of the class, and if you pass, you get a certificate. And that certificate is good for 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when it comes time to renew it, do they have to retake a test, or they just have to pay a fee and they're good?
They have to take a test again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, definitely have to take the test, because food law changes usually every 3 to 4 years, and food science changes constantly. You
Yeah,
know.
that's understandable.
Yeah, so actually 5 years is a long time in between having to retest because so much has changed between the last time somebody has taken that test.
Yeah. Do you guys kind of help businesses navigate their costs or their sales? I mentioned it because I know that there has been an increase in everything. And we've seen restaurants increase the prices of their food and all of that. So is there like some type of orientation that you guys give restaurants for that? Or do they seek you guys to kind of help out with their sales?
Yeah, no. So what we do is very customized, centric to that one business, consulting. So when we walk into an operation, somebody says, hey, we really need help with our costing and our efficiency. So we'll walk in and we'll take a look at all of their expenditures. We'll say, okay, this is how much money you're spending on food, and this is how much money you're spending on labor, and this is how much money you're spending on your facilities, and so on and so forth. And then we try to find the places where cost seems a little high or sometimes too low, and we look at those numbers and the operations inside of that category to figure out what's not right. You know, how can we be more efficient? How can we bring the cost down? Or if we can't bring the cost down, what do we need to do? We probably need to raise the price on the menu maybe, or look at other things. There's many factors that go into food cost and pricing. So it's just having somebody that has a keen and experienced eye to be able to look at all of it and figure out where the challenges to make you most profitable.
Okay, yeah. That was one of my main questions because I know that many restaurants probably struggle or don't really know how to kind of increase that, and then we just end up being angry customers. Like, why are you guys increasing prices? But we also have to understand that everything kind of has changed within this year. So
Yeah, I mean, you have to look at your market and see what other people are charging. Make sure that you're charging appropriately for your market. And there's a lot of factors that go into your menu price. I mean, there's your labor costs, your food costs, your facility costs, and then an array of other little things that go into the price of what you charge the customer at the end of the day.
yeah, there's definitely a lot behind just owning a restaurant.
Oh yeah, it's one of the hardest jobs. It is. It's you have to love it to do it because you're really not in it to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like most people think, oh, restaurant owners, they're so palatious and they make all this money, and it's like, no, they work very hard to make a very minimal margin of profit.
Yeah, and that's where we as customers kind of have to understand that we just need to simply have patience with them. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah, I mean, patience goes a long way, and understanding. Everybody that works there, they're all people, and they all deserve to be treated well, and just like you would want to be treated.
Yeah, and for those that have worked in the food industry, I'm pretty sure they know what we're talking about. I used to work in the food industry, and it was we've had many experiences. So
yeah, with that said, there are some negative experiences that you will have because customers sometimes can be unruly and unreasonable. But also in the food service industry, you get a lot of accolades. People really appreciate you.
Yeah.
They appreciate what you do, and you hear it directly from the customer. So that's really a nice thing as well.
yeah, and then with the help of you guys, that just makes it a little bit easier for them as well. I can just, based on hearing the resources and knowing that many businesses have taken advantage of this, I think it's I recommend it.
Yeah, no, and we have many consultants that work in our team. We have a specific consultant that actually is bilingual, so he can work directly with people that can't speak English or have challenges speaking English, and work with those team members to make sure that he gathers the information that's necessary to help that operation. And we all work together as a team to come up with different parts to solve the whole big puzzle.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting because like I mentioned, we were talking about that whole language barrier, but it's good to hear that you guys do have that type of service offered. Is there anything else that you would like for me to mention, or maybe any upcoming events that I know there's one coming pretty soon?
Yeah. So on Cinco de Mayo, the Heritage Society is having a mole contest in Rosa Parks Circle. I think that's at 4 p.m.
Okay.
On Cinco de Mayo. So that's going to be very exciting. Partnering up with Gabby on that. There's so many events though that are going on in our community that are food focused and centric. We have the American Culinary Federation Awards coming up on April 12th. Tickets are available for that on Eventbrite. I know I'm also the president of the American Culinary Federation of Greater Grand Rapids, and we do a lot of events. I would highly suggest anybody in the food service industry to go to our Facebook page, American Culinary Federation of Greater Grand Rapids. There's all sorts of events that are available, and you don't have to be a member to attend any of the events. They're open to the public, free. The last one we went to a mushroom farm. The next one is actually coming up in April, which is going to an indigenous maple sap farm where they're going to produce all sorts of different products from maple sap. The next one after that is a controlled environment farm where they're doing farming inside shipping containers. But there's also all sorts of seminars and things that we have that are available to everybody for free. You just have to show up and be a part of it. And of course I have my radio show, so if you're always looking to find out more about local small producers or restaurants, just check it out on Saturdays at 8:30 a.m., 5:30 p.m. on WICE 88.1 FM. I'd say just get involved in your community. Open your mind, open your eyes, and try to look around and see what's happening.
Yeah, those are all great events. They all sound super interesting.
Yeah.
I've never heard of any type of events where they go to like a place and kind of learn more about that. So it sounds super interesting.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to come.
Yes, I probably will. One question about the Cinco de Mayo event. You said it starts at 4. Is it just for businesses, or any individual person, like our moms or aunts, can participate in it?
Anybody can come out. Now, as far as the contest is concerned, we're looking for chefs, but really, I would just say reach out to Gabrielle. She's the one that's in charge of all of that. I'm in charge of the judging.
Yeah.
So, I didn't get my figure from not eating food or knowing anything about it. So, I'm in charge of the judging with a few other judges, and we'll be tasting all the mole dishes to decide who will reign supreme and win the big prize.
Yeah.
There's a plane ticket, $1,000, something like that. And, fabulous prizes to whoever has the best mole. So I know my stomach's going to be happy.
Yeah, for sure. That it's going to be super interesting to see that. I know it's the first festival for Cinco de Mayo, so definitely recommend people who want to take a look at that to participate once the day comes. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here with us. I enjoyed listening and learning more about Culinary Cultivations and all of the good resources that you guys offer many restaurant business owners.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We're here to serve.
I do want to put on screen your phone number.
Right.
Culinary Cultivations. It's 616-808-1006. We also have their email, which is info@culinarycultivations.org, and their website, www.culinarycultivations.org. You can also find them on Facebook at Culinary Cultivations, and you guys are locally here, so...
Yeah, right in Grand Rapids, 1345 Monroe Avenue, right on the northeast side, and we're here, part of the community.
All right, thank you so much. For more interviews in English and Spanish, you can visit elvocerous.com, our YouTube page, El Vocero Hispano TV, and our Facebook page, El Vocero Hispano.